Don't muck it up. Keep it moving in the right direction.
The economy is going to be a huge factor in the general election. Joining us again from Washington, GOP strategist Ron Bonjean. So, Ron, despite the encouraging news on unemployment and Obama's most recent proposed vets, jobs plan, Republicans are still bashing Obama on the economy. Let's listen to what GOP candidate Ron Paul had to say when asked if the president deserves any credit for these improved job numbers.
I wouldn't give them too much credit. Of course, everybody should be pleased that there are more jobs now than there were a month ago, but they're pretty puny to what we should be doing.
So, Ron, how tough will it be for Republicans to continue to criticize this administration if the unemployment rate continues to dip?
Well, I'll tell you what, I think President Obama actually answered it for us, which is by saying that, the job rate is going to go up and down, it's going to fluctuate. And Republicans are saying, wait a minute, we want a consistent economic policy that's going to grow jobs and stabilize our economy, not have a roller coaster and unsure of where we're going. They want lower taxation. They want lower regulation. I would say in other parts of Obama's speech, he did sound a lot like a Republican, talking about getting Washington out of the way, trying to get, no more drama on negotiations on issues. But I think Republicans are tapping into the voter anger out there, especially among Republican primary voters now, that there is high unemployment out there in many of these states. People are not feeling the recovery yet, and we have a long way to go.
Do you see in the coming months that some of these contenders will try to reshift their strategy, that perhaps while they'll be talking in broad text of the economy, they'll be talking less about what the president isn't doing, or what the administration isn't doing about jobs?
I think it's really going to depend on after Labor Day, when voters start really paying attention, going into the general election debates and into October, exactly where the ground is, where the jobs figures stand, and what Obama is saying at that particular time. I think we're likely going to be in the same situation we are now, which is in a fluctuation. I don't think their messages are going to change a whole lot, and they'll be able to talk about President Obama's record, making this a referendum on his leadership for the past 3 years, rather than necessarily what Obama wants to do is make it a choice between himself and the Republican candidate.
All right, so that brings me to, polls are showing a neck-and-neck race between Romney and Obama. So will the winner likely be determined by a stance on the issues, a track record, or perhaps it's just the style of the campaigning over the next 8 months? How do you see it?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a very, very tight election going into November, and it is going to be a blend between style and substance. You're absolutely right. People are going to want to have a president who understands the issues, who's going to show leadership and a plan for the future. But they're also going to want to have a president who knows how to lead, who has a personality, someone who can be presidential. And, Mitt Romney has those qualities.
Ron Bonjean, thanks so much. Good to see you this hour. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
GOP candidates have moved on from Nevada, but the state could be kingmaker in the presidential elections come November. John King explains why after this.